Hello, and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to Skygate, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes part almost entirely underground. You'll notice something new. It's a digital Jerry, a for-real digital Jerry.
He's
a real digital
Jerry again. I am again gone.
New state, who dis? But anyway, last time you guys, I didn't do anything. I just sat here and watched. Last time, the party made their way, finally, through the ending, I guess, or they haven't left yet, but pretty much the ending, of the Suzilt Laboratory, an abandoned mind flayer facility, in which you engaged in combat with a terrifying, horrifying mind flayer, tadpole-infested fire giant. The fight went down with almost no casualties. R.I.P. Sir Dowdramus Danthian Uncturvius the Unflinching. Who died a hero and a warrior, as he would have wanted to, getting his last hurrah. Danger, fear him into the great unknown. Now, I believe last time we left off, you guys were going to make your way back to the entry room, lick your wounds, and not do another damn thing until the 24-hour period lapses and you're able to get out of this place.
Did we convince the slime to join us last time?
Well, he just promised we would free it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we realized that that's probably going to turn out bad.
He's nowhere near the worst thing already running around the Underdark.
That is true. He hasn't shown any ability. Like, if he wanted to break out and was malicious, he hasn't done anything that is malicious to us.
He's gonna wander out there intent on absorbing anything and everything he can, and he'll be immediately swallowed by something 12 times his size.
There's always
a bigger ooze.
Bigger slime.
He did seem pretty pumped about dissolving organic material once he got out of this darn place. But other than that, he's been a bro, pretty much.
As far as I'm concerned, most of the organic material in the Underdark is free game to dissolve.
That's true.
Better off absorbed than anything else.
There's a very small subsection of Underdark organic material that we would be not okay with him absorbing. So I guess that's in the end.
And most of it's not native to there.
Let's hope he doesn't follow us back to Skygate.
Well, and the guards will take care of him.
Yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
What if he's extremely powerful? I don't know. Then we can't do anything about it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, then
what if he's exactly in the medium between more power from the guards, but in our bracket of dealing with it, and then we're obligated to deal with it?
Look, I find it funny. You think you could deal with something the guards couldn't.
Look, if it turns out he's some sort of existential threat, we'll just go on a quest to track down our portable octagon that we dropped in a hole.
That's true.
And
Can we keep him?
Can we keep him?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Can we keep him?
This sentient flying slime followed me home. Can I keep it?
Wrigley seems pretty intent on roaming the Underdark and dissolving organic material. He flies solo, but
If you love something.
I mean, if you really wanted to try and convince him, you could try. But he seems pretty excited to get out on his own and start really being a slime.
Really? You know what? Who are we to stop him from living his best life?
That's right. Let him spread his jiggly flat surfaces and fly off into his new life.
I want if there's some giant beaked monster out there that just snaps him up as soon as he flies away. We're bye Wrigley, it was nice meeting you.
A purple worm comes emerging from under the ground, eats him, and then just burrows back into the top of the chamber and leaves.
It's like those videos where the people release the mouse, and then it's oh, it's gonna fly again.
And then a hawk grabs it. Yeah, pretty much. You may not see that, but there's a chance it happens. You never know. The Underdark is a terrible, terrible place. At any rate, if your plan is to chill until 24 hours is up so that you're at this doorway, we can kind of fast forward to that, you will be able, if you stay in this entry room with the door closed, you can absolutely take a long rest. So, yes.
Can I decide not to chill and instead maybe do some tomfoolery?
You can always do tomfoolery.
Yes.
I'm gonna chill because I'm at 4 hit points.
Right, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be just like real low.
Is there anything to
3.
tomfooler with?
You got me beat.
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
You probably have to leave this entryway to tomfool or something. You could try tomfool at that little screen that Theogar stuck his face into.
No, please no.
Yeah, put your face in it. It's
Get
fun.
him out of it.
It's the best thing I ever experienced. You should try it.
Yes.
Will it
You're
fit
gonna
on
try it?
Dragonborn face?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my face in it.
Give me a disadvantaged intelligence check.
Oh god.
In a reference some of you will understand, the entire time she's on the computer tablet, I would like to stand stand behind her and go, terminal. Terminal here.
Door.
This door. This door here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Disadvantage, which one?
I am so sorry.
Intelligence, you said?
No. Intelligence with disadvantage.
This one?
So, yeah, 2 of those.
I think that was my favorite one where you,
You don't have to.
I remember what you did. You like set off an alarm or something and you just turned to look at me and your character went, I am so sorry.
There you go.
So, 2 of those, take the lowest. And then plus your
Well,
intelligence.
my favorite moment of all time might be when
The lowest is an 8.
So, a 10.
You push your head against the laptop or the tablet, and nothing happens.
Yay!
No tentacles grab you. The tablet doesn't light up. There's no interconnectivity. You're not able to access it. You just kind of bump your head against a plexiglass screen.
It's like the facility's like been powered down, and so it's not gonna. It wouldn't have done anything anyway. But if you rolled a crit one, like a natural 1, you would have like banged your eye into the corner of it or something.
Well, that's all I got.
You know, I think it probably would have worked if you did really well or really bad. It's just what would have happened depending on each of those.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the spell Feeble Mind? It's
It's one hell of a drug. Anything else? Any other tomfoolery, or are you
Is
guys
there any
going to
bugs
peacefully
on the
await?
ground?
Jocelyn's feeling real goblin-y today.
Can I just look through the terminal, like look at
Well, we can
descriptions
ask
or
Wrigley.
things of other
Hey,
rules?
Wrigley, is there anything that we should like that'd be worth taking with us out of here?
Like some bugs.
Like some bugs.
Any kind of magical artifacts of some kind?
There are. This one knows of organic material in jars that this one is unable to open.
Gross.
Well, what if it's like monster parts that we could like sell?
What if they're gross?
Well,
Or dissolve.
But nobody tells you. Nobody is telling you to eat them.
well, Wrigley wouldn't mind eating them probably, but
Yeah,
That
regularly.
seems to be what he's strong.
Very much like to eat them.
damn. So no like ring of 3 wishes or anything like that.
There are many circular rings. I do not know which ones grant wishes.
I'd take one ring to rule them all. I'd be fine.
That'd be a good one.
One ring to find them.
So
I think I'm good.
no
I'm
bugs
good.
on the ground.
Bugs underground, bugs underground. Looking like a fool with your bugs underground.
I may or may not want to put a bug on someone and let that slide.
Basically, it seems like Wrigley knows that there's lots of parts and pieces of different things from the Underdark in here. You've seen some of that when you were moving through, jars of hands and eyeballs and weird shit like that. But that seems to be what he sees as treasure, is the organic material that he couldn't get access to and dissolve.
Fair.
Maybe we should open one and feed him and see what it does.
Do I have alcohol?
You already know what it does. You saw what happened to the bird.
No.
It slowly dissolves in the acidity of Wrigley and turns into nothing.
What if we feed him a lot?
Will he poop?
I don't know if it's worth
Does
I don't
worth the
think
potential
that's how he
combat
works.
that's gonna happen here.
does he throw up? Does he poop?
It's bigger.
He gets bigger.
Oh, hey, try to get the terminal to work, Costigan, and see if there's like an armory or something.
Yeah, I'll look through like room descriptions. Of
Yeah, they've.
Anything
Mind
that
flayers probably
stands
into
out.
this all right.
Give me
But I
a
get into computers.
proficiency intelligence check to connect to the terminal.
There's a whole pile of them right there.
Yeah, but that's further away.
I guess.
Proficiency intelligence?
Yes.
What is that? A 5. It's an 11.
An 11. You're able to connect to the terminal.
Alright.
If you want to spend time trying to really kind of look through all of the different sort of lists of inventory and stuff, there's a lot of it's even with your like ability to kind of read and understand this writing that you don't actually understand when you look at it, just like suddenly your brain comprehends it. There's mostly the only things left that are documented here seem to be parts and pieces of creatures or creatures themselves. Like the displacer beast is documented as being housed in the chamber you saw it in. There is one other thing that kind of stands out to you. Well, actually, no, give me an investigation. Give me an investigation to see if there's anything else that stands out to you looking through this.
8.
8. Nothing else stands out to you inside of this.
Damn. Man, the space laser stays where it is.
Well, folks, there's nothing else of interest in here, but I'll just stay by the door.
Sounds good. I trust you implicitly.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not sticking my face in there.
You couldn't even read it if you did.
True.
You guys have looked
Stop me
around
from
for a while.
pretending.
I'm
If you
concerned
take a
that
long
I
rest, if you take a long rest, you'll get all your stuff back, and you can hang out, play patty cake or something. I don't know until the timer goes off, and at the 24-hour mark, the door will briefly open.
I get my bird back. Hooray!
Hooray!
I
Wrigley
quickly-
will kind of wiggle out the door and just go freedom. Wiggles out into the Underdark cavern.
Godspeed, little buddy.
Remember us
God,
forever,
sounds
Wrigley. Don't eat us if we run into you again.
Wrigley, we
His-
may need you
the
later.
cube will kind of slowly turn back towards you, kind of a vibrating wiggle of the clear jello cube back in, so that the like front of the worm is pointed at you, essentially, that's floating inside of it. And he will say, this one will remember you all, and may you all find organic material to dissolve in your own particular ways.
Wait a minute, we all do that too.
Technically, yeah.
Oh wow, we're not.
What
so
is the
different
difference
from
between a
sun.
man and an
He will slowly gyrate
makes a
back
man
the
go
other way and go floating off into the cavern darkness.
And then don't you forget about me by Simple Minds, please.
And then he goes like, yeah, in whatever way
You get
a
frozen in
cube
air.
can. Yeah, there's a freeze frame.
Some
Yeah.
subtitles
Well, that was
came
weird.
on. Wrigley got elder.
It plays the Dora the Explorer We Did It song.
We did it. We did it.
did it.
Hooray!
Back to K-Fix.
Back to K-Fix to give him this Mind Flayer parasite that totally won't cause any problems ever for anyone.
Let's
He
go.
has only the purest intentions for
Let's
that.
go. Let's go give that secret broker the nuclear launch code that he asked us to get to him from the abandoned facility in exchange for all the various things he promised to tell us.
Yes.
Info dump.
For the sake of this return trip, as you're making it quickly afterwards in the exact path that you already know, there's no roll required in terms of not getting lost. You can take the exact same path back, and you literally have a core memory of this path magically implanted in your brain through a combination of spells. So you can absolutely make your way back unfailingly. I will have Sklur roll me a d20, because he looks the most comfortable. I want to make him. Oh, damn,
got
he's
his
got a
guard
die
down.
close by there.
He's got his guard down and his dog's out.
15.
15. Of course it is. One moment.
I like that I have Wrigley, small eldritch horror question mark written I don't know why I put the question mark on there.
We run into the drow in a hole again.
Drow in a hole.
Drow in the hole.
Night Lala.
Roll me another d20.
We'll get away from there.
I was too relaxed.
8.
8. Awesome.
So many elder beasts you have to fight.
I would like everyone to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. This is hardly fair.
Wisdom save.
Well, that seems about right for Candle.
Okay.
Okay, anyone, what's the saves? Jerry.
16.
Rex. 16. Okay, you're good. Dermir.
Oh, 20.
Candle.
Does a 4 beat the threshold?
Does not.
And it's a-
Lala.
10.
Okay. Axel.
Also 10.
Alright, there you
Nice.
15.
go. Okay. The three
Guys,
U's in the
you
middle
double
all
dice.
put M1 as you accrue 1 madness. As about halfway through
Now,
this trip, you will have a night's sleep completely plagued by horrid sounds of what sounds almost like screams for help, but just not quite right. Definitely not exactly screams of help coming from a nearby cavern, though it echoes in a way you're not exactly sure where it's at.
now if somebody already had Madness 1 for getting memories implanted in their head by an Alhoon, would I go
That
up to
would
Madness 2?
that would go up to Madness 2. It in fact would, and I'd like another Wisdom save.
Oh, he's spiraling.
Yeah, that's how it works. Once you hit Madness 2, you have to keep making wisdom saves, and every time you fail them, it's just another point of madness, and you have to keep making saves until you make one. It is, yeah, it's like it's a slippery slope kind of roll. I'm improving. It's a
Okay.
5.
It's a 5, you say.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a percentile.
Ooh. Oh, this will be fun. Am I gonna eat dirt?
Again?
26.
26.
It's just Candle's particular form of madness. Eating dirt.
You get incredibly paranoid for a decent chunk of the journey back, kind of the middle section. It ends up adding a day onto the trip going back as you find yourself, as the guide, doubling back and going forward multiple times, not trusting your own memories of the cavern.
Okay. I would like to paint eyes on the back of my head for this period that I'm paranoid.
Okay. You can certainly attempt to do so. Anyone looking, they're definitely like, they're very like misshapen and oblong and like one's big, one's little because he's trying to like draw on the back of his head.
Totally.
Hey, I
one's
do-
a little bigger than the others.
They kinda look like eyes.
I do have a little mirror, so.
Do you need some help painting eyes?
Yes, but I don't. I think
There's a
Candle's
question
too
you do.
paranoid to
Yeah.
trust anybody else. to
But
do it.
I'm such a good artist. I can make them look beautiful. Blue.
And that is that. Alright. And it does affect some things. You still have enough rations to make it back safely. Don't worry. But yes. So, right. Apart from that, your trip back will be uneventful. You'll be able to make it back to the lair of K-Fix. It takes a little longer than anticipated, add an extra day, but you're able to do so safely. And you arrive at the glowworm fungus-infested cavern with the little laboratory cottage set in the middle of it.
Lovely location.
No HOA.
Door with the force.
You open the door at the force?
No annoying neighbors.
Okay. It will open.
Look at me.
And K-Fix will kind of seemingly he was sitting reading something He will kind of look up and close a book as you enter in. He will snap a magazine shut and quickly shove it into a drawer.
Run into a different room and shove it under his mattress.
Alhoon's Unchained.
Illithid's gone wild.
It's just a particular scene from Baldur's Gate 3.
It is exactly that scene. And the group of you are all able to walk in. He will gesture for you all to walk in, and you will hear all in your minds. I assume you have been successful if you have returned.
Nah, we haven't even left yet. I'm just kidding.
We just walked around the corner and camped for a day and then came back with a glowworm in a jar.
Even though it's been like 3 weeks because of the journey back and forth there. But yeah.
Who's holding the thing?
Yeah, who
Oh
took?
yeah, I was. I'm
Oh yeah,
holding
Lala.
it.
Alright. Lala
I guess we should
presents
give
it,
it to
I
him.
assume. This is where it gets into the chaos portion of the evening.
Where do we let
You hold out the jar showing it, and you
Yeah.
extend it out. He'll kind of raise its hand, and you'll feel a kind of tug at the jar from yours. If you let go, are you letting go of it
Yeah.
at that? It shatters on the
Yeah.
floor, and he cries. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to do the elastic band thing where like
Happy
you pull it back
Father's
and then let go?
If you release it, it will float gently over, and he will take it and set it on the counter in front of him, and he will examine it for a moment, and looking pleased, looking
Here's where we find
Like-
out he was actually after Wrigley, and now we need to go track down Wrigley.
looking seemingly just fine with how things have gone. He will say, I promised information in return for this. I believe there were a total of 4 questions that I promised to answer, and I will do so. I will start with what is likely the simplest one to answer, which is, what is a Thri-Keen? Thri-Keen are an insectoid creature. They don't live on this plane that I'm aware of, typically, but do live in others. They have 4 arms. They are covered in a chitinous hide. They are bugs. Man-sized bugs.
Gross.
Well, now we know what we're looking for, a 4-armed bugman.
That's
They
not
look-
the name of this plane.
Similar to mantises
Ooh.
on our own plane.
Giant mantises.
We
4-armed.
might call them mantises.
Overkill.
Now here's a question. What happens if you play a cleric Thri-Keen? You'd be a praying mantis.
What's your character's down now?
Yes.
Getting
Can't
out of
also
hand.
covered. Anybody else
You're
have
delving too greedily and too deep into this bad pun.
Now, if a Thri-Keen were a centaur, then how many legs would it have?
Stop wasting wishes.
Stop wasting wishes.
Each question you ask to set up a joke, I will take away one of the other questions.
No.
He was going to
We've already
answer.
You've already gone through them all.
Think of the plot.
That's how we ruined the Erickson's well-written campaign.
By
The
taking
next
the insta-kill
question
knife and
I
stabbing
will
yourself.
answer is, who is or was Suri? Suri was, to my own and most others' presumptions, a long-dead Aarakocra cultist of Levistus. He once led a fairly large and prominent cult of Levistus worshippers who had a hidden away commune deep in the Underdark and operated from there. They were a terror of the Underdark for some amount of time, but this was many, many years ago. Aarakocra are not particularly long-lived. Unless extended by unnatural means, he would have died many hundreds of years ago.
Such as a pact with a demon.
What's his race?
Aarakocra, which is the bird man. The bird
Why
man.
do we want to know about that guy?
That was Jerry's backstory.
It's for my stuff. It's for my stuff.
Because I was like, wait.
Gosgan's like, why should I
I
care?
was like, why do I care about this? It's you don't, I do.
And just in case, because it's been a while since this happened, you did see an Aarakocra spectrally when
Yeah,
you
I
saw
remember
the
that.
pillar on the roof.
Yeah. Okay.
You've wasted 2 whole questions so far.
On stuff Matt Gosgan, don't care.
What was the purpose of the Thri-Keen question? I don't remember. What did they have to do with that?
Will had that one on his list, right?
Yeah. I mean, I
Will's
just
trying
figured
to get it in with an angel.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
If they're here as
That's
interdimensional bounty
right.
hunters, I just figure if we can track down their interdimensional bounty,
Maybe you
know,
can get a date.
That's right. Well, Will's
Well,
trying
just
to
remember
get
that
frisky
because he's a
with the
Thri-Keen,
winged
you need a set of
angels.
handcuffs.
we slap the handcuffs on him and he just punches us with the 2 other hands.
She will then say, the third question that I have promised to answer was what the betrayers of the queen, the elven queen, whom many presume to have become the Raven Queen, what their punishment was. The punishment of these creatures was, to give the punishment, I suppose I should give more context to the history. The ritual that was attempted was very unsuccessful due to the tampering of the betrayers. It led to the violent destruction of all involved. In fact, most of the city where this took place. It is believed that this queen, in this destruction, did ascend to godhood. She rose all those who were at this and a part of this, mostly as followers of her, a species known as the Shadar Kai. But the few who were betrayers were raised as something else entirely. Creatures referred to as Nagpa. Hunched, decrepit, vulture-like creatures, cursed to wander the material plane until their unnatural deaths.
Nagpa.
Nagpa. N-A-G-P-A.
I thought it was a magpie, but like a magpie.
These creatures were cursed to be unable to ever have an original thought or creative pursuit. And it is believed they have spent their lives away hunting for old forgotten lore so that they might learn and gain some new knowledge, for they are not able to discover things through their own experimentation. Some have died already, some have been slain. It is not known how many still live.
At least one. Bum bum bum.
And the last question. A pathway to the Drow city of Vordra. There is a pass. In the Dark Elf tongue, it would translate to Slit Throat Pass.
Oh.
It's the name of our next Western.
You, Drow, know it exists. Fewer still pay mind to it or go to it. It has a tumultuous history. Obviously.
Well, it's not called like Lover's Lookout or something. Like it's very descriptive.
Yeah.
I love the idea that the Drow city has a place called Lover's Lookout, and it's a secret path into the city, but nobody knows that. So it's just like It's just like a bunch of Drow teenagers hanging out on this overlook, and a bunch of adventurers just like
Kicking the door.
pop out of the bushes,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Wait a second.
Boot.
That's why it's called Lovers. Look out.
Look out!
Verno?
You didn't see the comma and the exclamation point
Yeah.
when you said
Those were worn away on the sign.
he will say, the path from here to there, or more likely what would be useful to you, from Skygate to there, can be shared. Similarly to how I shared the other path.
I'll do it.
But I'm the scout.
Yeah, but you're going crazy.
Going crazy.
We can't have a crazy
true.
scout.
Crazy.
Let's cut scout.
Crazy girl.
I don't want a guy who doesn't know his own brain. That doesn't make sense.
I'll do
Many
it.
of us know our own brain.
You're even worse at wisdom saves than he is.
I'll do it.
Oh, wait, is it wisdom save?
Yeah.
Nah, never mind.
I feel like it kind of has to be me because I'm the scout. This is my job. This is the thing that I do.
If somebody else takes the map, it will change how you have to move as a group through the cavern. If you want to use the brain map, you won't be able to have him scout out ahead of you because the person with the map will have to be with you. So you have to scout out ahead together, which is totally something you can do, but just something to consider.
I think we make Will do it as punishment because he just keeps getting more and more mad.
Yeah, this is, well, yeah.
You
This is
gotta
how
do
I
it
got my
so.
first madness point. Is this going to take me up to my third madness point? I presume. Get my brain poked. Get my brain poked by this spooky guy.
I'll just do it. It's fine.
But then Will can't do his favorite thing, which is go out by himself to maybe get
But
murdered.
then I get to be a hilariously bad scout.
That's
Yeah,
what I wanted to do.
I
but
just-
I don't want to be.
I just kind of feel like if we, I don't know. I don't want to say like I'm our best chance of actually making it there, but I kind of feel like I'm our best chance of actually making it there.
Says the man who likes to eat dirt.
I don't like to eat dirt. I just sometimes have to eat dirt.
Needs must, as they say.
This is the location of the Drow City, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll take the map. Character reasons, too. I want to be the one who knows where it is.
So you could.
So he can lead an army into the
So
Drow
I
City.
can go there without you if I have to.
Why? Because you're.
Backstory.
You offer that up, and he pauses a moment to make sure that nobody objects.
I mean, I do object, but I'm not. I don't think I can stop him necessarily.
I'll object. He can't do this alone because he's gonna be a loner about it.
I'm not saying I'm going to go to the other guys. I'm
This
just saying
man might
if I
need
ever
some more
needed
dirt.
to, I need to know how to get there.
And I have a fun little flute that makes me float.
Also, apparently I'm like part of Illithid, so maybe it won't affect me that
I'll do it.
bad. I've already said it.
I said it first.
I object, but
Then I
I
backed
don't.
out.
Literally did say it.
I object,
back
but I don't think I can stop
The
him.
moment I walked back from the bathroom, I was like, I'll do it.
I can give the map to more than one of you.
Oh, you can? Wait, so we didn't have to choose this whole time? Okay, how about the three of us?
But no, don't let Lava do it. She'll go
You just
crazy.
sat here not offering that information, just being entertained.
Why can I not have
You're
that?
like, no, I'll do it. I'll take on the burden.
When you're an ancient eldritch
Oh, I do have
being,
madness one.
you have to get your tricks
I-
out if you can.
I'd take
To
the
give
map.
it to a third of you would take more energy than I have at the moment.
Ah.
But if you would like to wait until tomorrow, I could give it to a third.
Right.
Sure.
If one of us dies, then two of us will have it. And if
Well, you can
two
give
of
it to
us
me
dies-
now and then to the other ones later. Tomorrow.
No.
So it's
I think
a
you can give it
wisdom
to
thing?
two of us now. Is what he said.
Alright, give it to me and Lala now and give it to Candle tomorrow.
I'm not going to be less crazy tomorrow.
Who knows? We don't know how this works.
We do know you have to spend downtime in the city. You have to get out of the Underdark to go less crazy.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Do not
That's how
resist.
Yeah, that works.
He says, gesturing a hand towards Theogar.
What did he say?
Do not resist.
Oh yeah, I won't.
Okay. You fall unconscious, you float, you like kind of fall flat, you flip around onto your back, head first towards him, and for the first time, Candle gets to watch this actually happen to somebody else. He seems to cast with some sort of flare of purplish energy in his eyes, some sort of spell, while pressing on the head of Theogar. And Theogar, you will get a passageway. You will essentially have a vivid dream of a very long journey through the Underdark that happens in a second and exists as a memory in your head that is a core locked-in memory where you can access it fully whenever you want. And it is a exact path to reach this. And you can tell it is quite a long journey from Skygate to get to there.
Well, I'll start walking.
After that, he will float you back, arrest you onto the ground, and will turn to Lala and say, "Do not resist."
Okay.
And similarly, the same thing will happen to you. You will pass, drop, float towards him, and he will inject this memory into your mind, psionically speaking, of course. And if you two will kind of stir back to awake shortly afterwards with this map kind of implanted in your memory.
Yay.
Da 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 da.
Madness all around.
Dun, 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 dun.
And he will say, you may camp at the outskirts of my cavern. Please do
Is that a
not.
guest room?
I don't think you want to see his guest room.
You don't want to be his guest.
Cool, yeah, we'll
Do
camp
not-
as far away as we can inside the cavern.
Do not approach my dwelling
Shack.
until tomorrow.
Don't call it a shack where he can hear you.
Right, dwelling.
He likes to walk around naked when he's home.
We'll leave you to your magazine for the night.
Listen, is it really your house if you can't walk around naked? That's all I got.
Don't come near, you'll hear things you don't want to.
I'm having my female Illithid friend over for potions and chills.
Oh, it will give you chills.
For a second, I thought Jerry said so we can watch Ocean's 11. That's so oddly specific.
Illithids love Ocean's 11. This is a well-
All Illithids are obsessed with Ocean's 11.
It's about people outsmarting each other. Like that's Illithid's favorite thing.
So I assume you will all do
Ocean's
as you said you would, and you will go camp out outside of the cavern for an evening.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Yeah.
camp out outside.
Unless we only have enough rations to, if we left right now.
I don't know if it's a band.
You'll be cutting it close, but if you leave from here back to like straight to Skygate, you'll be able to make that journey without starving.
Good.
I don't know about you, but I just always keep a small amount of emergency rations on my person.
That's fair.
I mean, I have a couple rations on me.
Yeah, what do you
as
think
well.
this crow's for?
I really think your familiar would be mad if you.
During this time, you all kind of camping on the outskirts of this cavern. Go ahead and everyone roll me a perception check. Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody getting
I'm so good at
tipsy.
these.
Better. It's better roll.
My perception is.
Everyone who rolled above a 10 or above. Anyone roll less than a 10?
I'm finding out.
Okay.
Oh,
I was over a 10.
I was over.
Okay.
I'm a Leo.
Everyone who's less than 10, you don't notice this. Those of you who are above a 10, you
Yay.
notice metallic footsteps approaching the cavern.
Oh shit.
Metallic footprints.
Clank, clank.
Footsteps.
Coming for me.
Sorry, was I supposed to roll something?
Perception.
And you were asleep already.
Oh, cool.
Dwarves are notoriously hard sleepers.
Anyone get 15 or above?
20.
20. You also can notice what sounds almost like machinery. Very, much more quiet than the steps themselves. What sounds almost like hinging, sort of spring-loaded movement.
like a mechanical man approacheth.
Like a
Like
mech?
something like that.
You know, mechanical
mech?
man.
What if I got less than a 3?
It's Inspector Gadget.
Less than a 3. You don't hear she.
I don't think I know a mechanical man.
It's Karn. He's here.
Oh, no.
What's the Underdark dwarves? Is it Ben?
You do know that the Dwergar have kind of constructs that they use.
Yeah, but I feel like
we
we'd
excavating machine.
I feel like we'd hear somebody screaming if it was them.
And with a 20, you also hear something that sounds something that your characters wouldn't understand, but just for your own mental knowledge,
Okay.
something that sounds like spurs, like the kind of tingling of spurs.
Oh God, it's the hammer of Alabama.
It's Oko.
Oh no, it's Karn and Oko.
Oh no!
It's Karn in a cowboy hat.
He doesn't have boots. They just built the spurs like on the back of his heel.
Into the cavern of the Alhoon came a stranger one fine day.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess.
And if you aren't doing anything, someone will
On his hip.
start walking near your
think
camp.
he is a big iron.
Oh, right.
And-
Are we camped in? For the sake of this, are we camped in Matty G's like?
Probably not yet.
And
This is soon enough that it's not like sleeping time yet.
okay.
It's a drinking time.
I would
Yeah.
like to blow out my candle and drift into the darkness.
Okay,
Just in
you
case.
disappear into the darkness.
I'll send
Uh,
Yeah.
the moment I see Candle do that, I grab my weapon.
Okay,
Can I send my crow in the direction of the noise?
all right.
Are we about to meet a lovable NPC that will kidnap and force us to come with us for the rest of the campaign, or is this going to be a combat? When Erickson starts down a trail like this, I never know which of the two it's going to be, and it always makes me so excited.
Walk what your raven sees. A circle with a carrion bird circling above, walking into the cavern. There is what I can only describe as a robotic gnomish cowboy walking
Gnomish
into the
cowboy.
open. What looks like a gnome, but entirely made out of metal. He has little metal spur things on the backs of his feet that are like welded into place because he's a little mechanical man. He's got a finely crafted, chiseled jawline. He has a wide-brimmed hat that seems to be kind of hinge-loaded onto his hat, or as a hat that's like permanently attached to his head. He's got some sort of strange device. It looks like a wand or something, kind of holstered on the side of his hip, and he wears a bandolier with assorted colored gemstones on it. And he kind of slowly starts walking past your camp, but seems to take note of it. Yes, sir.
Howdy.
He'll turn towards you, and he'll grab the tip of his hat, and you can see as he pulls down what's clearly like spring-loaded hinges on the side that give just enough give for him to tip it down and then pop back into place. And he'll say, "Howdy.
What brings
you folks out here?"
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
"Get out of my cogs, you." He'll say, as you guys say the exact same things.
We're just seeking knowledge from the Alhoon. We're waiting.
I
till
like how you
tomorrow.
slightly adopted a southern accent.
Listen, you gotta meet someone else's energy. You know, energy
That's
for
right.
energy.
Are you mocking my accent?
Are you mocking my accent?
He'll say, "So this is the cavern where the Alhoon resides."
It is.
Don't tell me what if he's hunting an Alhoon.
What?
What if he's like here to kill the Alhoon?
Yeah, but everyone knows this. He publicly announces like, "Hey, this is where my camp is. If you want to buy secrets, come
It's
here."
it's pretty common knowledge that like
Yeah.
okay,
Everyone
fix it
here
here.
wants to
He
help.
practically
You
puts
just-
it on Craigslist.
It's just if he kills the Alhoon, you don't get it back.
Well, yeah.
It's true.
You can also buy guinea pigs on Craigslist.
So what do you say when he says, "So this is the cavern where the Alhoon
I give him the nod. I said, "Yep." Yep.
Good. I got some business with this here Alhoon."
Duh.
Cool.
He a friend of yours?
"We'll see." And he'll turn and start walking kind of mechanically.
Good.
We will decide
Towards the other
whose
end.
side we're on, depending on the size of the bag of gold that they offer.
Whoever wins, we were on their side the whole time.
Exactly. We were rooting for you the whole time.
Yeah, that's why we stayed out of it, because we knew they had it handled.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get out.
Huh.
Yeah. Kind of sort of deal.
Well,
Well, what in tarnation?
what in tarnation?
And if you wait a little while, you'll see him go in.
Gunfire.
No sign of struggle, scuffle, anything happens inside. And a little while later, he'll walk out.
Alright.
And you can hear him kind of muttering under his breath. Oh, it's also worth saying, sorry. When he talks, his mouth hinges open, but it doesn't like open and close while it opens and all the words of the sentence come out and then it closes. It doesn't move in time with what he's saying.
Ah, he's a spaghetti western.
And
They're a strange folk.
he'll start kind of clanking back towards you all, and he'll say, "Well, I hope he was more useful for you lot than he was for me."
No. Anything we can help you with?
Unless you know the whereabouts of one inner celestial wanted creature from the great beyond, I don't think we're going to be having any business together, friends.
Alchidric, the Thri-Keen, I say, lighting a candle and appearing from the darkness.
And you'll notice him with nerves of literal steel, just kind of turn to look towards you, but not flinch. And he'll say, "Where'd you come from, friend?
I've
And
been
how
here
the
the
hell do you know about Alchidric?"
Well, to answer the first question, I've been here the whole time. I'm just invisible in the dark. And to answer the second question,
He wants to get a date with an angel.
technically true.
You know what? Shooting for the stars. Respect.
Thanks.
You know, Thri-Keen
Wait.
are kind of like a big praying mantis with 4 arms.
Well, I've seen a Thri-Keen before. I've hunted a couple myself, though I cannot say that I've ever hunted one quite as down bad and gnarly as this thing is.
Well, he's got a like celestial inquisitor and a bunch of her assistants on his ass. So I doubt he's just like a pickpocket or something.
He's a
like that.
thief, though, I'll tell you that much. Stole something big from a pearly palace somewhere. I suppose this may be a most fortuitous meeting. Allow me to introduce myself a bit more, well, politely, I suppose. The name is Brick Stardust. He'll tip the hat again.
Brick Stardust. There's
Wait.
no.
Is he a bounty hunter or a stripper?
There's with a name like that. There's no way he survives this campaign.
Is this the Borax kid?
No, we have to start. It's the long-held tradition to mercilessly mock any named character.
I don't mind you mocking this name. You don't give a character a name like Brick Stardust and expect people to take that line down.
It's almost like Potter.
Brick.
And who are all of you?
I guess we'll give our round of introductions. Anybody want to hold back? False names, aliases? Or we just assume that we get through the whole shaking hands portion?
I am Dame Lala Poripsy, Dwarf King.
Dwarf Kid.
Dwarf Kid.
All of a sudden I heard she's drunk.
You guys have been day drinking for
I
hours.
have been day drinking.
Well, mighty fine meeting you, Dame.
Just call her
Or
Lala.
Miss Dwarfkin.
There's a lot of titles.
That's
I'm
no
not sure which
name
one
for
to
a
use.
Mine is much easier. I'm just a candle. I give him a candle.
Hey. Much obliged. He'll tuck it into one of the empty sections of his bandolier where the gemstones are on.
Candles times 24.
Kendall bought candles in bulk and he just has a bunch that he can
Well, they're basically just business cards.
What was the name of that funny bird man and traveling in the Underdark? Oh, that's right.
I just got a shipment of 5,000 business cards.
Like this, you ever need to hire me. I guess just slowly putting my weapon away. I'll be like, I'm Thraxis.
So, what do you know about this Melchidrick fellow?
Well, I reckon that depends. Who is Altridric to you?
An opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The guy stopping me from getting laid.
Honestly,
He's the ticket to
Well, it's
getting
more.
laid.
Well, it's
by
more
an
than
angel.
just that. Like, I feel like if I, somehow assist in the celestial quest, that might earn me some brownie points.
some good boy points.
Some good points. Some black in the ledger.
Like maybe if she's, she's still like, 3 or 4 feet taller than me, but maybe she'd take notice if I like showed up with the interdimensional bounty or something.
Well, it's like,
You
It's
tell him
like-
it's to get the girl?
Pretty much, yeah.
You tell him that?
Yeah.
Well, I respect it. Certainly aiming high.
Yeah, she's like 3 feet taller than me, and she can fly.
Yeah. He's getting
How
a
about
step
this?
stool at least.
I was planning on making my way to your local city. You all heading that way anytime soon?
We are. We could probably get you down into the cavern that we initially made contact with the Celestial in.
Oh,
also-
I got no interest in meeting those Celestials.
That's fair.
Let's just say the bounty I'm on is not exactly divinely sanctioned.
Fair.
I would do well to avoid the lot of them.
I see. Good to clear that up. ahead of time.
Damn celestial sheriffs don't take kindly to other hunters sniffing on trails they're already on.
Fair.
I mean,
We make our way back to this city. You take me somewhere where we can order a strong drink and have a good conversation.
I know a place.
I was like, do we have the place for you?
And we can share information, though Brick Stardust hunts alone.
Not this time.
sounds like a man who dies alone.
Everyone does
But
that.
if you're on the trail for the Inquisitors, that puts us, well, partway at odds. Don't mean we can't share some information and make the best hunter win.
Oh, I need to buy myself a hand crossbow or something if I'm gonna have an old timey duel with this fella.
Is this agreeable?
Sure. If you go to the city without us, you'll have to quarantine. So, but we can get you in right away.
Yep.
That'd be much preferred. Time is of the essence. When do you plan on departing from this damned cavern?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, probably fairly early tomorrow.
Fair enough. I've been traveling for some time.
Now, what's your favorite instrument? Flute, the harp, or accordion? I gotta pick my songs for the.
I'm more of a fiddle man myself, but
The flute it
Tells me
is.
everything I need to know. Damn fiddleman.
That's true. That's true. Costigan has like family history with a fiddle.
Goes to
so.
a music store, sees a fiddle.
Fuck. Well,
Cries. Cries some more.
let's spend the night and then let's go get a brain. Let's go get our
Okay.
third copy of the brain map.
if you let him hang out with you guys, he'll sit around listening to some lovely flute music, flute loop, if you will.
Yeah.
And he will, and you'll see him like kind of reach into the very bottom section of his bandolier and pull out what looks like some sort of kind of leather-bound flask, and he'll uncork it and take a swig every now and then before tucking it back.
Do you think he just drinks oil, or do you think there's actually a gnome in there?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I think it's rude to ask.
If your eyes linger on it for a second, he will like catch you looking and hand it to you.
Oh,
I'll take a swig.
party.
Old movie.
I'll
You take a swig. It is some stern, harsh leather boot tasting whiskey.
take another swig.
And this is what happens when Erickson decides that Spelljammer is canon, just in a different plane of existence in his world. All sorts of weirdos show up.
He'll take another swig and he'll say, "My creator had a bit of a flair for the dramatic and decided it would suit me well to run on the stuff."
Like Bender, oh my god.
He's Bender.
He literally runs on whiskey.
He is an
Amazing.
alcoholic robot. Okay, yep.
Does he love stealing?
Well, he's
the
a man.
opposite.
He loves hunt.
Did he introduce himself? I don't remember.
Yeah,
He did.
Brick
Name's
Stardust.
Brick Stardust.
That's right. Rick
How in the
Stardust.
world do you forget a name like Brick Stardust?
I think I just zoned out for a second. 'Cause I,
He
was
was
like,
his age.
I remember it being weird.
Lesser known younger brother of Ziggy Stardust.
Alright, well, I guess
And
we'll pack up in the morning.
as nightfall comes, he'll kind of stand in there, take one last swig, tuck it back in the bandolier, and then just kind of squat down a little bit, and then just freeze in place and not move at all.
Yep. He's
Yeah, he
hibernating.
shut down for the night.
I'll include him in our tiny hut for the evening, just out of,
Okay.
you know.
He doesn't
General-
get eaten by something in the
Yeah,
other.
I'd feel kind of
Oh,
bad
powered
if
down.
it was like, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to acknowledge it, or you don't know if he notices or not, but he just stays
He's in
still.
sleep mode.
You
I
guys
wish I
set
had
up
that.
camp.
Just push a button, and, like pass out.
If only. It's that easy to fall asleep. And you guys will be able to successfully complete a long rest. And if you go back in, we can kind of fast track this. You will also get the map implanted in your mind.
Now that I've got it and I have experience with this sort of thing, I will make a physical copy of the map to the
Okay.
best of my abilities.
To the best of your abilities, you can do so. Everyone who received a copy of this map, I would like you to increase your M number by 1.
Yay!
If you already had a level of M, whatever that is, tell me what your new level is.
Madness 3, the remaddening.
Jocelyn's at Madness 2.
Madness
Madness
2.
two?
The return.
Madness 2.
Give me
Madness,
-1 for
Madness
you.
4
Cos-
will just be called like Madness Reborn.
For Lala, I
And
want a
then it's
wisdom
Madness
save.
Resurrection. And then
For
the la- and then the
Candle,
next
I would
one
just
will
like
be
a
called
D100
Madness.
roll.
D100 from you, Will.
Ooh.
No, the next one will just
My
be called
wisdom is
Mad.
a 4. Minus
It's a what?
21.
9? It was 9 for yours, Lala?
10.
10. 10. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100. What was yours, Candle?
My D100?
Yes,
21.
With the D1.
21. You have a new, a new indefinite madness.
Oh no.
It exists as a flaw on your character sheet for now, which is I keep whatever I find.
I keep whatever I find. Well, luckily we're heading back to the city, so hopefully I won't have this for very long. I don't think we'll find anything on the route back. We'll find out. Flaws. I keep whatever I find.
You're
What's yours there, Lala?
We'll
80.
find out, then you're gonna have to keep it.
80?
yeah.
I guess that is technically true.
You get very confused all of a sudden and don't recognize any of these people. You know that you're Dame Lala Perina Lorlipsy III, but you have no idea where you are and who these people are around you.
I'm gonna start walking away.
Wait,
Back in
nope,
slowly.
not good.
Walking.
Looks like your golden dragon friends, well, wandering off.
I got her. I like follow and like I grab her, like drag her back.
One of these strangers comes and grabs you.
I'm gonna start fighting.
Oh no!
Lala fights. You're trying to continue to restrain her?
Yes.
Stop it!
Okay.
Stop it, let me go!
Opposed-
I don't know who you are!
Zaraxis, give me an athletics. Lala, give me an athletics or an acrobatics.
Acrobatics!
We might have to roll initiative here.
Oh boy. I don't think we will.
Oh god, I rolled crappy.
Your acrobatics is pretty good though.
10?
20 crit success.
Crit success. So you're like, no. He just goes like bear hug, pick up, and starts walking. You are completely like swaddled in his arms and can't break
No,
free.
let me go, you're weird! I don't know who you are, you smell. Let me go. Let me go.
Is
Let
this,
me go!
is this your first time in the Underdark there, Brick?
Yeah, I can't say I've been in these caverns all too long.
This sort of thing's relatively common.
I'll get the rope.
Yep. And I'll hold
I
her,
don't know
like
who
restrain her
these
until we
people
tie her up and like throw her in the cart.
Madness is just sort of, it's just kind of the way things are.
Can I like bonk her on the head to knock her out or something?
You'd have to bonk her pretty damn hard too.
Where am I? Who are you?
I don't think I can roll that
This
good again.
this little automated cowboy will walk over to you, Zaraxis, and he will look up to you, Lala, and he'll say, "Now, little lady, it'll be just fine." And he'll pull up the flask and try and pour some into your mouth. It'll help take the edge off.
I'll lower her so he can have an easier.
So you can reach her.
Yeah.
You take a swig?
I'll accept.
You take a swig. It is alcohol. It tastes like
I just
normal alcohol.
realized I'm really looking forward to having a showdown with this robotic cowboy at Slit Throat Pass.
Where are you guys taking me? Why am I a prisoner? Who am I? What am I doing here?
So I just imagine old Brick to be like is it Tex in Fallout New Vegas?
Picture a tiny automaton Clint Eastwood. That is what Brick Stardust looks like.
Oh no! Don't do that to
The
Clint
like
Eastwood.
robot that like is the cowboy.
Not with a name like
Oh,
Brick
you know what I mean?
Stardust.
Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, the
He follows you around at the beginning.
Victor?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Victor.
Victor. Yeah.
Yeah, Victor.
Why did I think
from
I
Vegas.
probably thought his name was Tex because he's a cowboy.
It takes about a day for Lala's memory to come back to her. A day she spends tied up, screaming
Wait,
for help
oh.
and cursing
Oh.
you
We
sturdy rotten
probably
sons of
gagged her at
so-and-sos in
some
the back
point
of the
if
cart.
she's yelling, but
doesn't the day take us most of the way back to town?
You're gonna be about there. You'll have another day's travel before you can get to the actual gates.
Thank
But
God she'll be better.
by the time you get back there, she will be better.
hooray!
Hooray!
I'll be
And you all will arrive back to Skygate unscathed, and upon showing your Deep Delver's Writ, will be allowed access back into the city. This is some city y'all got here. Ain't
know
for
that
being in a cave.
Really sounded like he was about to say shame if something were to happen. It's like,
I reckon this is the kind of city what's big enough for 2 wand slingers. That's saying something.
well, there's a whole clan of artificers here who probably, if you're, I don't know, looking for upgrades or hankering for wand slinging.
Guys, can you untie
Listen,
me?
I think the only kind of slinging we're gonna do is some drink slinging. So let's head to the bar.
So you have a couple options for bars.
Should we check in with the boss first, or?
You
Oh,
kind
that's
of
right. Technically, you're one of our bosses.
you can drop the cart off at the warehouse, so you don't have to keep it. We'll let the goats get some rest. Are you guys just going to the usual spot, or are you going? Because you kind of know of technically 4 places you can get drinks.
I'd probably Bronze Tap's probably just the place to go.
Yeah. So we got
Yeah,
Bronze Tap,
probably.
emerald earrings if we're looking for something fancy. Doesn't really seem to be this guy's shtick. Dented Spigot is the seedy dive bar. That could be fun. It's what where we met Storm.
Right.
And his seeing eye kobold.
Oh.
And then there's the Dwarven Window, which is kind of a speakeasy type bar with a cocktail list.
Oh. Our guy is a hard alcohol sort of feller. He might like the speakeasy.
Have we been to the Dwarven Window yet?
We have not in this campaign.
We gotta go.
Sounds like a
You
good
know that
opportunity.
locals call it the window. Surfacers call it the Dwarven Window. Dwarven Window is more of a nickname. The establishment is called the Window.
It's also a euphemism for your ass.
Your Dwarven Window is the euphemism. So you all are going to go to the Dwarven Window?
Sounds good.
Why not?
That's where business is handled.
That's where business happens.
Can you untie me?
Well, we untied you.
What's my
a day
name?
ago.
Yeah.
What's
Can you untie me? What's my name?
What's my name? Slap.
He.
Your name is Slim Shady.
Griffin.
Nope, cannot tell you.
Come on, you have to at least remember your old buddy, the Birdman.
Oh yeah, you're Tin Can.
Elizabeth.
Tin can.
So the
Tim
group
Can's
of
a
you
great
will make your way to the Dwarven Window. Arriving at the window, I should say, you enter into a quite speakeasy vibe bar, where there is a huge variety of people sitting at a wide variety of tables. The tables are kind of set in and along the walls. You can see there is kind of a central column of light coming from a strange fixture in the ceiling that kind of sits right in the middle of this place. And you can see multiple people that definitely look like non-dwarves standing and conversing there, seeming to kind of soaking in the light a little bit inside of this place. Most of the people inside of here are either they're either surfacers, clearly surfacers, or they are like local dwarves having conversations with surfacers. And it seems like a lot of what's happening here is business, is conversation, is people being hired, people being paid. It seems to be kind of a, it's the place where business happens. Multitude of weird and different drinks on tables where people are drinking. Some people are conversing. Some people are just sitting across from each other, looking very intently at each other and seemingly having some sort of conversation in their own minds. And you can notice that the wait staff that seems to be moving around and fetching drinks for people are all little mushroom now. The only person who seems to be here working that is not clearly a myconid or mushroom man is, let me find her so I can describe her, I think. Is what looks like a half-elf or elf, probably half-elf, with dark, she's got dark brown hair, kind of straight-cut bangs, pretty dark tan skin, and wears really nice clothes, with a fairly nice apron over the top of it. And she seems to be kind of behind the bar and seems to be not really saying anything, but looking around at different myconids, and they seem to react to her look and go and do stuff, and then she seems to be talking with some of the clientele that come up to the bar at top itself. But as you you all enter in here, the door's swinging open as you all walk into this place. A little myconid will kind of come tumbling up towards you and will spritz a little kind of sprinkling of spores into the air in your guys' direction. And unless you guys try really hard to avoid it, those who don't will hear its voice in their head saying, will you be drinking at the bar, or can I fetch you all a table?
A table.
I think.
Would you be preferring to speak with rapport spores or mundane means?
I think that's more Brick's call.
Yeah.
I was just using some kind of myconid spore. They're not my people.
Brick, would you consider this information sensitive enough that you wouldn't want to talk about it out loud, or is it okay if we just have a conversation?
What we're talking about is very sensitive to the right ears. And I don't reckon any of these folk are the right ears. Doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah,
Just talk then, I guess.
probably just mundane.
Could he even?
Very well.
Oh yeah, he might not be able to use Myconid's spores because he's
A robot.
a Reuben.
Fair enough.
I mean, he
Cyborg?
drinks alcohol, so he's got it.
Does it make him
It seems
drunk,
like-
or is it just his fuel?
It seems like he is fueled by it. He doesn't act drunk when he was kind of chain drinking the entire time he was
Does he
there.
get his weird rusty 5 o'clock shadow that goes?
Who knows? You never know. Yeah, he's been drinking the entire time you've been with him.
Some days in this job, I'm fueled by drinking too.
This
You've been
Myconid
drinking too
will
much.
take you
Not enough.
all
I don't know how it
to.
works with you.
This Myconid will take you all to a table, sit you all down, and we'll hand out cocktail menus to everybody.
Ooh.
First off, what are
There-
the prices? Because we haven't been paid yet. and
What's the
I blew all my money last
fanciest
time on this
cocktail
fancy
on the
golden
menu?
sword.
So they do have a couple of non-cocktail drinks on one side, and the other side is the cocktail list. It seems like they sell both Bronze Brew and Baron's Ale for beers. And they also sell a house wine by the pitcher.
Oh.
The cocktails on the other side they're just names. They don't say what they are. They are listed as the Copper Dragon, the Sir Victor Teague, Isdrix Beacon, the Opal Diadem, and Red Heart Reserve. And under Red Heart Reserve, it does say served traditionally on the rock.
On the rock. What kind of rock are we talking?
I'll take a copper dragon.
Oh, Strix.
One Copper Dragon,
2 copper dragons.
3.
3 Copper Dragons.
I like the sound of the opal diadem myself.
All the Strix.
You have what?
Didn't you say there was one called like the Strix?
Isdrix Beacon.
Is
Is one of
Strix
them.
Beacon? Thank you.
Isdrix Beacon. And for you?
One of each.
A sample, a flight.
Can I do a flight?
I don't think they'll trim you down for spending
Wait.
more money.
We don't do flights, but we can get you one of each.
Bingo.
All right.
This is
And-
always the better.
And he says, would you like a Red Heart Reserve as well? That's our top shelf stuff, but it's a bit pricier than the others. As part of your one of each.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay.
No, it's not.
And Brick will say, I'll have the Red Heart Reserve as well. Thank you kindly. And this Myconid will go kind of waddling off, and we'll come back with your drinks. So, those of you who ordered a Copper Dragon, that will cost you 3 silver pieces. If you ordered... No one ordered a Sir Victor tea. Well, I'll have to do the math for hers at the end. No one ordered a Sir Victor tea separately. For Isdrix Beacon, that will run you 6 silver pieces.
Okay.
The Opal Diadem will run you 8 silver pieces. For the one of each, that will be 3, 8. Will be 4 gold and 2 silver.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
These are
I could have gotten
single-
one of these.
single
Now I feel
drinks.
like I should have.
That sounds great to me.
those of you who got a Copper Dragon. What is brought out to you is a rust-colored drink with a swirl of a kind of green fluid in the middle of it. Tasting it, it is acidic and sour, with a kind of minty scent to it and a slight minty taste.
Bit of a sour mojito.
The Sir Victor Teague, which I will describe because one of you got one of each, so one of you got a Sir Victor Teague, is a dark bitter drink with hints of flavors of licorice and smoke.
Oh, that'd be mine.
The Isdrix Beacon is a light green sweet liquor that is served with a burning stalk of purse spindle on top. It's kind of an aromatic drink. You get this kind of burning purse spindle smell with this green sweet drink. The opal diadem is a milky white color that has swirling rainbow flecks kind of floating inside of it. And it is a rich and smooth drink.
Have you?
And the Red Heart Reserve is it looks like essentially a tumbler of whiskey, kind of rich mahogany colored whiskey, that there is a perfectly round stone sphere floating inside of. The sphere itself seems to be cool, and seems to be cooling the drink.
The Rock.
I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. This is man therapy. If you know, you know.
And Brick will pick that up, take a look, and he'll be like, "Well, you've certainly brought me to a nice place, serving a drink like this on the rock. Don't want the any ice to melt in and soil the flavor."
Did he just down the whole thing?
And he will then the entire thing. He actually will like open his jaw and like sip it, but it seems more sipping it for the effect of it looking like somebody sipping whiskey. It doesn't seem like he's savoring it particularly.
Fair enough.
Can he even taste at all?
You don't know? Do you ask him?
No, I'll keep that to
Okay.
myself.
He'll say, "So, I reckon we can share what information we each have, but as to not, show too many of my cards, I suppose a back and forth of information would be the fairest."
Yeah. Well, it's your bounty hunt there, Candle.
It's your lady.
Your
Already got
booty
my
call,
prize.
that's on the line.
The big thing is just that we don't
Booty
know
calls.
a ton.
I just imagine you say that out loud. Booty calls.
Booty calls.
If you think as soon as we get paid, we're not renting a box of seats at the opera and then hitting the town afterwards like we did last time
Oh, yeah.
and seeing where we all end up, then you're quite mistaken.
Definitely.
Well, I don't know much about Altragic specifically. Apart from being told that he's quite dangerous. And he's, as far as they know, somewhere in the Underdark. He seems to have caused something of a,
Commotion.
yeah, that's one way of putting it. Interplanar incursion is another way of putting it. That seems to be where the majority of the Inquisitors' attention is at the moment, is trying to contain the spread of that.
That's some good news. I heard some rumor of an astral tear caused by some magics in his escape attempt. I suppose his escape, not an attempt. Good to hear that those bright gilded do-gooders are busy doing something else other than hunting the man, because the preacher, because it gives me a better chance to get there first. What I can tell you, bit of information for that bit of information, is that Alchadrick is wanted by these divine folk for stealing some sort of very powerful artifact from the dwelling of the divine. And these sorts come to make sure that he's adequately punished, but more so to get that device and put it back where it belongs. I don't know the exact nature of it, but I know it is quite powerful and quite dangerous in the wrong hands. And I know that my particular patron doesn't really want that. My particular patron has a more personal score to settle. See, I've been on Altragic's trail since before he picked up this thing and made it so a lot of other hunters were hunting his chitness ass around.
Do bugs have asses? Anyway, that's not
That's besides the point.
So, I think the logical extension of that is if we end up working together in any capacity over the course of this, that we get
The artifact.
the artifact and you get the Thri-Keen in whatever state he is by the time we get a hold of him, I guess. What's left of him.
As I said, Rick Stardust hunts alone, but if we end up crossing at fortuitous times, I certainly don't plan on returning that device to those divine folk. They won't take too kindly to me being the one who has it.
Any reason why?
Why they wouldn't?
Why they don't want it from you specifically?
Let's just say this isn't the first time we've had the same score, and they don't take kindly to non-divinely sanctioned hunts. And my particular employer wants this done for his own reasons and doesn't want to involve me and by extension him with anything divine. Don't take this personally. I think y'all seem like good folk, but Brick Stardust hunts alone.
The Underdark is big enough for
None taken?
7 of us.
I mean, I'm not offended if he wants to wander off alone into the Underdark.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean,
skin
you
off-
can do whatever you want.
no skin off my beak.
I'm not gonna be heartbroken.
Have fun? Dying? By yourself?
Look up, look down, look behind you every once in a while.
You got anything else useful to offer me?
Anything good on?
Well, yeah, the thing is, we just don't know. We just don't know much of anything about him. I mean, I could kind of give him a particular section of the Underdark to stay away from if he doesn't want to run into Celestials.
Okay.
But that's about it. We didn't even know what a Thri-Keen was for a long time.
Well, that's fair enough information. I'll give you a little piece back. What I can tell you is that for my dealings with this Altadric, he's made a dark deal with a otherworldly creature, something from the deep parts of the astral plane, giving him an unnatural long life and some powerful magics. I don't know exactly what the cost was. And I think if you're looking for signs of him, his magic tends to, well, seems to do best in the shadows, from my experience. Made him a slippery thing to chase after, that's for sure.
Well, that's bad news in the Underdark. It's all shadows.
That's why I'm so hard to find out there.
True. Alright. He's got some kind of darkness magic. Good to know. As a wizard, I'll prepare the
Light.
daylight spell. And
I was like, good thing I have the light cantrip.
I think, do clerics get daylight? I think they might.
Absolutely they do.
I am a powerful mage of the darkness. There's nothing you shines a flashlight at his eyes.
Actually, that might not be a bad one to prepare if we get onto his trail.
Daylight's the like space laser one, right?
It doesn't do any damage.
It's
What's
not,
the-
that's Sunbeam.
That's Sunbeam.
Daylight's
That's
third
the one I'm
level,
thinking
and it just makes a sun. Not by damage, by light. It just makes a really bright light.
But
that
it's
comes
super
in big
helpful
areas.
against certain types of enemies that have. Like,
It makes
daylight
it makes
sensitivity.
vampires into even bigger nerds that you can beat up and take the lunch money from.
Well, but also stuff that has like sunlight sensitivity, like Drow, for instance.
Drow.
Like,
Yes.
Actually, Skler, you should. If you have third level spells now, so you should definitely have that one on your list. Because if we run into a big group of Drow, you can give them all disadvantage on attack rolls.
Sunbeam?
Daylight.
Well, if I can get on
Moradin don't want me for something.
if I can get on this here Altadric's trail, he's gonna have a hard time escaping my magic eye. I say, tapping my eye patch.
That's true. Oh yeah,
Is that all you got?
I think that's about it.
That's about it. We've
Fair
been,
enough.
unfortunately, trying to focus on about a half dozen things all at the same time between Drow kidnappers and more Drow kidnappers and
Hags.
hags.
That's still
Job for
related.
the Alhoon.
Yeah.
What else we got? Well, have to make have to come back from the Underdark with riches.
That's true. We kind of came back pretty empty-handed this time around.
Yeah, do we have anything in the wagon?
I don't think so.
You're the one with the was writing stuff down when it went in the wagon, so.
Yeah, I don't think we had anything that was like that we really got on this.
I think you maybe got some.
I think we found like some
gemstones
gemstones, but
that you were
Oh,
joking about, or
The
like brittle.
glow quartz. Or was that last
Huh?
time? Was it the glow quartz?
Yes, I think that's what you
Glow
found was some of that
quartz.
glow
Right,
quartz.
because it was. That's the thing. We filled up the wagon, and so we didn't need to worry about it because the glow quartz just like took up a bunch of space, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know if
that's a
you
good
got
point.
that much of it, but you got it quite a bit of it.
Anyway. Sorry, you're right. I am in charge of that.
You did also find some beholder eye stalks
That's true.
and some other magical MacGuffins.
Yeah, but didn't somebody want to glue those to their head or something?
Yeah, I forgot. I went to install those onto my head.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, he said that. Did he say there was a way to do it?
I mean,
There was a Eldritch rune slab that described the theoretical
Right, I remember
process of grafting them
specifically
onto yourself.
taking note on how to do that because I was going to do it later.
that can't go wrong at all.
Whenever
You're
everyone
going-
else goes to bed,
You're going
I
from
would
Commissioner
like
Gordon to
try to attach
Batman
those to my
real
head.
quick. Well, let's.
I'm gonna start wearing a helmet all the time.
No,
Let's-
this is a terrible
I mean,
idea.
I think we need to do our like post-trip inventory and get our payday and stuff like that first. But I think we can take our leave of old Brick Stardust.
Brick will say, well, it's a eye-opening experience to get what information you had for me. Good hunting. Maybe we'll see each other again somewhere in those caverns.
Maybe we'll see ourselves one of these days. Take a deep look inside
or-
and realize who
or
we've been.
maybe Wrigley will just eat him. You know, dissolve him.
Doesn't have
Yeah.
a lot of organic material, but
Not a whole lot of organic to this fella.
interesting.
Happy hunt.
Yep.
And he will walk over to the bar, and you see him talk with them for a second. Get handed 4 large bottles of liquor that he will take, and he will leave.
What a strange man. I pocket my glass, pay my tab, and I guess we'll head for the warehouse and
Yeah.
we'll move on.
Tally up our.
inventory.
All right. So, here's an important question. With the loot you guys got, are you being forthright about it?
Not the beholder.
Because there's technically by your contracts, everything you get while you're out there is supposed to be combined in a group and then redispersed. So if you want to keep the loot, that like the magic items you got, that's part of your pay, basically. One of your bosses is there with you, so if he wants to enforce that, he can. If he's like, hey, whatever, just keep whatever you find and we'll lie about it, that's totally fine too. I just want to know what you do.
Yeah, so I'd like to keep these beholder eye stocks. They can come out of my pay. I think I'll be able to absorb the psychic energy from them and just be better at all my psychic stuff.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it out of your pay.
That's fine with me. Yeah.
I just don't mention.
He
the,
reported on his taxes. It's not
Yeah.
illegal now.
Yeah, I just now it's not illegal to graft them to your head.
I
for
didn't.
Wait.
It
terrible,
was never
terrible
illegal.
powers.
It was always allowed. It's just a terrible, terrible idea. Of course, I'm your boss.
He's one
You
of
think-
them.
who else do you think
He is
runs
one
this
of
show?
he is one of the 2 like owners of this company. Yeah. I just don't mention the crossbow bolts or the pair of boots that I took off that guy because that was like a week and a half ago and it was a stressful
I
situation.
definitely
So
forgot
I assume.
about any crossbow bolts or boots.
Yep. I just assume no one remembers. And
I'd say Sir Dow's sword that I think Lala has now is free game for Lala to keep because it's not
it was
something that was found in the Underdark. It was a hand-me-down.
It's not.
I'm going
Well,
to
because he
hang out.
wasn't an employee, like his property
Yeah.
doesn't belong to the company.
He was doing this. He asked us to do it. Like a favor.
I'm
Private
gonna-
contractor that Axel personally hired, not as the company itself. So that's separate.
I'm going
The
to
legal loophole, you might say.
personally find that the sword is donated and shared to the college I and he was a part of. Yes.
It belongs in the museum.
What was in the museum?
If you give it back to
For the Knight's Order.
your Jaxel Trade Pashfroni Axelby,
Yeah.
then he will, and if you give it to him, he wants to hear the story of Sir Umturvius the Unflinching's, Sir Umturvius, Sir Daldramus Dampian Umturvius the Unflinching's final adventure. He'd like to hear the story from you, and then he will say that he was planning a trip back to Grandelio Natrovix soon, and he will see that it is enshrined there along with the telling of Sir Dow's final
He
story.
soloed a fire jar. It was amazing.
Yes.
He soloed it? Is that the story that he
Yes.
he by himself fought an eldritch infested giant, fire giant and slayed it with his
Yes.
thrust?
He was untouchable.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, until he died.
Well, I mean, yeah, until it
Dying.
It's like playing Elden Ring and you're like you manage to get a boss most of the way down without taking any damage. You're like I'm untouchable, and he's just like one shot.
That's exactly what happens.
You will. He will take that as the story, and that'll be how Sir Dow is remembered. And the group of you will be able to make it back. You will be able to sell this glowing rocks. These glowing rocks, you'll give them off to him. He will. One of the people who like works in the warehouse and unloads it will be like, Jesus Christ, you guys didn't really secure these very well. Do you know what these are?
glowing rocks.
They break, they explode.
Oh, shit.
Mark that cavern down. We might know how we're dealing with the Drow.
Oh right, wasn't that whole fucking cave filled with these things? Shit.
You guys joked about throwing. I said they were brittle, and you guys joked about throwing them on the ground. I was hoping you would, but you didn't.
Didn't we have to levitate our wagon up and down an obstacle over the course of this?
Yeah, we did.
I think so. Yeah.
Good thing I didn't drop it.
Wow.
Could have been very bad.
You know that bit in the Big Bad Bastards book where they realize they've been riding around in a wagon with 2 cases of dynamite in the back?
Yeah.
And they're all really mad at Ronald for not telling them that the dynamite was back there. It reminds me a lot like this is a lot like that.
That is this.
Well,
We're gonna die.
now we know. Mark that down in our OSHA handbook.
You will, with all of that being sold, that amount of that being sold, the company taking its rightful share. It is not a huge payout this time, as these blow-up rocks are not as fancy as god bones and gilded god metal. But each of you will get, with a combination of your pay, your normal pay for being employees, and your portion of this, will each be receiving 250 gold pieces, except for you, who will be receiving 150, as the eye stocks are subtracted from yours.
250.
I need to make a roll.
Axel, you will just receive 200, not 250, and then I need a D100 roll from you.
54.
54.
Dead even.
And that's with your appropriate modifiers.
Oh no, that's the raw roll. My modifier. Do I still get my? It was like a +10, right?
Nice.
Plus 5, I think.
+5.
I think there's a
I can't
temporary
wait to
+10
spend
one
it
and a
all.
permanent +5 one.
Right. So it's a 59 then. Because I think the temporary is worn
I tell
off.
myself I'm saving up for a riding wizard,
That
but then I don't.
Bird riding lizard.
Which is where we'll come to.
Interior
What's the
crocodile
word?
alligator.
That's not
I
true.
got
Go
the
up.
Chevrolet.
It will just be the 200 that you receive.
Okay.
It's a very, it's not a very profitable time for the company, right? They're not in the black. They're not doing terrible, but you don't get your normal profit share. You have enough to keep making payments on your loan, but not enough to take any home for this section of the time.
That's fine. I'm doing just fine.
I would like to proceed straight to the Sapphire Residence Opera House and rent
Of course.
a box.
Well, are you wanting the quickest show that's about to happen, or are you wanting to look for a specific one?
I mean, honestly, what I'd like to do is go to like an actual opera, like, you know, dramatic theater.
Okay.
You know, a big show, lots of moving parts. A plot that's delivered only through singing in Dwarven, so it'll be hard to follow. I just think, like, if we're gonna go to the opera house, let's go to like an opera.
Nice.
Right. We gotta do the shebang, get hammered,
Exactly.
roll the dice, wake up at
We'll s-
church.
I'll write a second manifesto and post it to the doors of the Grand Crown Estate.
Well, plus I gotta go see my lady again.
So
Yeah.
you can see that
None?
for the shows that are coming up, there's only 2 acts coming up soon. One is Dolgrita Bronze Tap, does appear to have another act coming up. The other is The Clanless, and that one seems to be more of
Oh.
a full production,
But that's
but does seem a bit angsty.
a boy band opera or the solo acts with.
Let's go see the lady. I demand we see the lady.
I mean, it is a little classier. If we're going to the opera house, we might as well.
It's classier. It'll be a show you've seen before, and it will be allowing the dwarf to get what he wants. So can you even? I mean, you're going and buying the ticket, so you get what you want.
I'm getting what I want either way, I think, which is being a proud bird sitting in a private box.
If you're willing to wait like a week, then you can see that there's a different set of acts for the following week, but the only close by ones are those 2.
Well, I'm definitely going to the bronze tap lady again.
Okay.
I think that you'll decide which show you go to, and go to it next time.
Next time.
No.
And with that,
I have to
I
install
think-
my stocks.
No, I have to install
There's
my.
so many cliffhangers.
we'll do that next time too. That one might take more than a second to see how that goes. We will handle all of this next time. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Skygate.